What's going on, guys? Trevor Hansen with the Wake Channel. We're out here in the middle of the lake floating on the boat, and we're ready to talk about some wakeboard rope lengths. There's a ton of different options for what you can do with your rope length that will kind of change up your riding based upon your different skill level or just what you're trying to achieve out there on the water. So let's dive into all the advantages and disadvantages of those different lengths. Rope length is definitely a personal preference, but there's some things that you can do to change your rope length that will really help you in different stages of your riding. Let's start by talking about beginners. Most beginners I'm going to put on pretty much a full rope length, which is going to be about 70 to 75 feet. What that's going to do, it's going to give you a lot of space in between the wakes. So when you're going at a slow speed for a beginner, which is going to be about 15 to 18 miles an hour, it gives you a lot of room to carve around inside the wake. When you're working on those surface spins and you're doing anything that you're not jumping the wakes, it just gives you a lot of room to be able to carve around, so that 70 to 75 foot rope is probably where you want to be at. As you progress in your riding and you're learning how to cross the wakes and go back and forth at that 70, 75 foot rope length, you're going to eventually want to start jumping the wakes. So what I like to do is I'll actually pull the rope in just a little bit, probably 60, 65 feet, somewhere in there, and keep the boat around that same speed. So you're going to be about 15 to 18 miles an hour. And now the wake is going to firm up. You're not going to be dealing with any whitewash, and you're going to have a nice platform to be able to teach riders how to jump one wake and land in the middle of the wake. So they don't have to edge out very far. The crashes are easy because they're not trying to go wake to wake. They're just nice and easy jumping over one wake. You can do that on the heel side and the toe side. Then again, as you start to progress in your riding and now you're starting to want to do those wake-to-wake jumps, you're going to want to pull the rope in even shorter so that you can learn how to clear the wakes at the shortest distance so that you don't have to jump super far. So I'll pull the rope in to about 40, 45 feet. It makes the rope really, really short. It feels really short anyway, but you keep that boat speed nice and slow so you've got a nice, good wake that's clean and crisp for the rider, but it's not wide, so they can edge out the same distance that they were when they were doing their one wake jumps and have the ability to now go wake to wake without having to put a whole lot of extra energy and effort into that wake jump. Once you learn how to do that, then you can move the rope out a little bit. So once you learn how to jump the wake and clear the wake at that 40, 45, now you can speed the boat up, go a little bit faster, and then keep lengthening the rope. The goal being that eventually you're gonna be right back where you started at 70, 75 feet, but now the boat speed's gonna be somewhere in that 20 to 22 mile an hour range, and you're gonna be clearing the wakes, and now you're up and riding and you're an advanced rider. That kind of gives you a general rule that when you're a beginner, you want to start long, and then as you're learning your wake jumps, you can kind of shorten the rope up, slow the boat down, and give yourself the ability to get over those wakes. As you progress in your riding and you're really starting to jump the wakes and feel good, then you can lengthen that rope back out and have a lot further distance to travel, but it's going to give you a lot more air time. And that 70 to 75 feet is kind of where you want to be as an advanced level rider. You can go a little bit longer, but it's kind of a nice sweet spot right in that 75 foot, about 22.5 miles an hour. That's where most people find themselves. One of the cool things about rope lengths is that it's fun to play with. As you're learning new tricks, don't get stuck at that one rope length. Like if you need to pull the rope in and slow the boat down to give yourself some confidence to learn that first invert or to learn that first 360, don't be scared to do that. It's always easier with a little bit shorter rope and a little bit slower boat speed. It's not as intimidating, the crashes don't hurt as bad, and it's just a really fun thing to play around with. And you might find if you're having a bad day out on the water, it's something that is easy as just pulling the rope in 10 feet and slowing the boat down, and you might have a blast just playing around with it. Something else that you can do that's a blast is actually go wake surf speed. Go about 11.5, 12 miles an hour. Turn your swell system on for your surf system and jump the wakes like you would if you were wake surfing. It gives you a really long takeoff and a super soft place to land. That can be a really unintimidating place to learn your first tricks. Rope length and boat speed are probably two of the easiest things to change that will change the riding completely for you. Whether you're learning a new trick or you just want to change it up and have some fun out there on the water. making the rope longer or making it shorter, and simply changing your boat speed could really change the way that it feels for you out there on the water. I highly recommend that you experiment with it. Don't be scared to jump out there and try a different boat speed or a different line length. It can really change the way that it feels out there on the water, and may progress your rodding way faster than you think that it would otherwise. Depending on what kind of rope you have at home, almost all of the wakeboard ropes have got 5 or 2.5 foot sections on them. So this is an example of a 5-foot section, so you can come in that 5 feet. If you actually don't have a section and you want to go shorter, there's an easy way to tie a knot in the rope that comes out super easy, and I'll show you how to do that. The one caveat I will tell you is that if you have one of these plastic covered ropes, it is going to screw your rope up eventually. You can see here how I've got a section that doesn't have the plastic coating on it anymore. I just cut the plastic coating off so that I can tie the knot and it's not in my way. Yeah, so if you do want to use the trick that I'm going to show you about tying different rope lengths when you don't have a section, you may want to use an older rope or one that doesn't have the plastic covering on it. It'll make it to where it's not cutting into your rope. So if you run into one of those situations where you want to shorten the rope and you don't have an extension to do so, this is a super easy way to do it. Take your section, fold it over yourself so that you've got some slack in it just like that, and it's doubled up. And then what you're going to do is take it around your pylon and wrap it around once, and then go underneath and then back over the top. And it's pretty easy. It locks in just like that and you're good to go. If you want to do it with some additional strength, if you're not feeling like that's enough, you can actually wrap it around twice. So do the exact same thing, but just go around twice and then back underneath and then over the top. And that's going to hold whoever you want back there. Hopefully this gives you guys some confidence to go out there and try something different, whether it's just slowing the boat down or changing your rope length. I think that you're really going to enjoy it. It's going to be something that's going to change your rodding for sure. Let us know how it goes in the comments. Hit subscribe and like. We really appreciate you guys watching these videos, and keep us posted in the comment section on what you guys want to see next.